Yo, welcome back to another episode. Jamahl is extending this mic right now. You guys can't see it. Of unfucking motivated people. Listen, the irony is today's actually been a very motivating day to say the least. And I can't thank even Jamahl enough for participating, who's again co-host here on Unmotivated. Jamarcus is over here, be in and out of some episodes. Part of the first 20 episodes, I repeat, are learning how to communicate, tell our stories, and just have a good time. Be, finding that freedom and peace to finding, being open. So today we just or in this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about success. A couple things to be mindful of when you are trying to be successful. First, know when to shut the fuck up. Second, know when to be quiet. Third, know when to speak up. And poise. Unfortunately, everybody wants to be tough and, have big words, but and all that other stuff when things start going wrong. Remove the defense, let the ego out of the room. It's very difficult for a lot of people to do, especially our people. So, Maul,
Yo.
We talked a little bit earlier about some things. You said, man, this is the kind of stuff we need to be talking about on the podcast. But if you could, man, do you have a metric system for success? And what does success mean to you? Like, how do you plan on being successful? That's a loaded question. I'll give him time to think about it because you can't see his face. But I'll put in perspective why I'm asking the question. Maul, he said, hey, I think you just heard me say something about going to our manufacturer day who does our products. And mind you, he's seen the products downstairs. He's put them on his dog stuff sometime. And the irony is, it's 2 blocks away from his old unit or office, right?
Yeah, where we originally started off Offer Credit
There you
Solutions.
go. Exactly, Offer Credit Solutions. And then turn around, his investor and buddy of his is right there as well. Yep. So you look and you say, dang, this is the origin of the origin is, here we go. We basically fell right into the same place he started, and he didn't even know the place existed, right?
I always wondered what's over there in those areas.
So when you look at it, what happened after that is some other things took place, and it's all rooted in success. You go, man. And he made a statement. He says, man, I guess that dude kind of basically does believe in me in some sense.
Yeah, man. Just like you said, when you caught up in a smog or the fog, I think DMX says that in one of his songs. You know what I mean? You can't really like tell what's going on outside of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was a cool situation. It was cool.
And the fog up, I'm guessing, is you actually sitting down and like doing the work. You so focused on what you're doing, you forgetting that that there is way more going on outside of what's right in front of you, and all of it actually is adding value to you.
Yep. Yo, we recorded. Here we go. This is real deal, man. This is real deal.
I can't breathe, Mike Brown.
Shout out to Cat, man.
That's the getting killed time. But in any walk them through, man, the things that you've got that's got you to this point of where you that you're on the verge of being successful.
Hasn't been the easiest to identify sometimes, just being caught up in your own way and your own systems and having to unlearn and relearn stuff. So I believe what's helped me identify a lot of this stuff is just I continue to come across the right people and different opportunities. I believe if you're going backwards and you're not kind of moving in the light or a direction that you're trying to go to, you don't get access to so many opportunities to be able to pull you forward or kind of transition you to a different level or a different area. You know what I mean? So like when you're in a bad spot, for the most part, how it's been for me is that a lot of opportunities don't come my way for me to feel like I need to pivot or continue to push the needle forward. In the space that I'm in, even though when things get kind of hard and stuff, there's always opportunities. There's always people watching, always people interested in your growth, trying to see how you do and how you operate under pressure and adversity and stuff. And those are the different aspects, or I guess you could say whatever, that continues to propel you forward so you can be able to catch that confetti of opportunity falling down on you.
Oh, man. So if you could walk them through an adverse time where you felt like things were falling apart, and then right when you feel like the floor was about to be pulled from under you, or you're gonna fall through a crack. Boom, opportunity struck.
It's really mental, man. For the most part, if I'm stuck in a bad mental state, I feel like it's every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If shit don't go the way I need it to go. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things. Emotion, a lot of responsibility, a lot of people that you're responsible that you need to feed, try to help, especially in the funding and credit repair world. A lot of people project a lot of their personal problems and stuff like that on you, which is normal.
Look, pause for a second, because now you got to tell us, and hopefully this doesn't, I don't know who's going to listen and who's not going to listen, but what's the best, I don't want to say bullshit, but what's the best story you've ever heard with why somebody's credit situation was fucked up?
Man, it's a lot of stories. Look, even including me, man, just not understanding it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not with a lot of the times when credit gets depleted or it just gets fucked over, man, or messed up, it's because you just don't have a general idea of finances, of money. You don't care for it because you don't understand how to utilize it. So, imagine someone being in a position where they could get free credit cards, access, aka sometimes depending on how built your file is, you might get access to more credit than you have liquid cash. So if you don't know how to really maintain and be disciplined with your regular funds, you know what I mean? And a lot of people work 9 to 5s, you know what I mean? And might get approved just because of their situation, might get approved for a credit card, damn near half their salary or their salary. So you gotta understand, how money works, man, and how every decision you make is going to come with a reaction. You know what I'm saying? It's like a ripple effect. So a lot of people kind of get stuck in that vortex of just not knowing, not having discipline and understanding of how finance work, and that's what can send you down that fucking terrible downward spiral.
So then tell them this: what's the first thing money did for you?
The first thing money did for me was show me how irresponsible I was.
That's the truth, though, ain't it? I mean, likewise, my friend. Trust me. Sometimes we 2 seconds away. All of us at times from being on our last dollar. I done seen 7 cents in the account before.
Yeah, man. You just like, oh damn, I can go buy that. No, I can go do this. You know what I mean? I can go do that. Okay, so with that money or that leverage or that access, it's just like things that you would try to put yourself on a strict regiment to try to attain. He's like, man, I'm about to just go get that right now. You know what I mean? And that's the quickest way to deplete yourself, man, and just cancel you up out the game because you just have like a fixation. You got that itch. I gotta get it. Oh, this MacBook just dropped today. I'm about to go get that. Meanwhile, you got your MacBook's only a year or 2 old, 3 years, you know what I mean? But because that motherfucker's black, you're like, oh, I gotta get the black. You know what I mean? And keep in mind, people, you know what I mean? I'm like that too. I'm very into anything sleek and, modern and whatever. If I like it, I like it. But sometimes you gotta fight that urge and be like, man, do I need that now?
Sometimes, bro.
A lot of the times. Or, a lot of people don't like to trade their shit in and get new shit. People are hoarders of stuff, man. And it's like, you need to be hoarders of your money and trying to make better decisions so you can kind of stretch it out and, be able to place it to things that matter.
Would you say that it's hoarding money or more trying to make sure you leverage your money?
It's always leverage. Always leverage. It's always leverage.
And people, I know what he's saying with the black iMac. I have literally like 3 iMacs. True story. This is not an exaggeration.
Yeah, I'm using one of them bitches, man. He had a sleeker one, and I got rid of my old one to use his newer one. And I'm like, the whole time, I'm like, man, I need to get me another one, man.
and I almost went and bought the black one because it's an iMac Pro. And it's supposed to, but when I looked at the numbers, you got to learn.
Buy it, though.
When I looked at I know how Mac works. So there's got like 3 different ways in which they store data, and it's tricky because they be like, oh, this one has this screen with this RPMs on you, like, and then you get in there and that thing moves slow. You go, man, come on, cuz. So point is this: I turned around and the black one, the iMac Pro, like 5 bands. And the other one I got that Jamarcus uses and that we both use at times to edit videos, it moves just as fast. And I only was getting it for video editing, to be clear. But I get his plate because, dang, I just spent, probably about $6,000 between 2 iMacs collectively. And was thinking, look at that black one, but that one's tough. but it didn't do nothing different. So I'm pragmatic in that regard because I do like technology and I do have almost 2 or 3 of everything, just in case something makes falls apart. But at anywho, you're talking about leverage. You're talking about success. We're talking about even which I appreciate you saying, "Hey, look, I failed as well." What is one of the things that you learned in your failures as you now have become more conscious about? And conscious, again, doesn't mean we not going to spend money at times we probably shouldn't be spending. But in our heads, we can always go get some more. but what's one of the lessons you say you learned in, basically making a foolish financial decision?
I mean, you kind of just really said it was a lesson. You know what I mean? I think Jay-Z said it too. It's not really failure. You're just learning. I just learned to be a little bit more wiser and not be so irrational, gun-ho, pulling the trigger on things and just really thinking through. Like you said, I remember you talk about the gentleman, the dude with the microbials and stuff. Yeah. And like he has like a 3-step factor before he could trust anybody or make a decision.
Choices, all that.
You know what I mean? It got to be, you kind of have to hold yourself to that standard. You know what I mean?
You got to.
It's hard, man, but it's like you got to be like, man, I need this. Do I need this right now? What's more important? It's going into the new year. What's more important? Do I want to go turn up and then blow some money in the club, or that money I'm blowing in the club could be, help me pay down on my credit cards and stuff that I'm working if I'm really trying to get to that goal, so I could be able to get this duplex or this rental property, or invest in the e-commerce project or whatever, man. You just got to really sit down and start assessing. And I think that the more people do that, the more they could be able to leverage themselves out or put them in a position to start making more, investments, or just start having more freedom to do what they want to do.
And do you have a process that you potentially might implement so that you can, kind of protect your own decision making at times?
Man, I'm just being more, just thinking about what the greats do, and also about around people around me. Sometimes it's messed up to say, man, but like you get a lot of motivation from the people around you, in a good and bad way. Show you what not to do, what to do. I remember in school, teacher would always say that. You get in trouble with family, you be the butt of the joke sometimes. Like you don't want to do what he's doing. You know what I mean? So you really have to take that same saying and implement that in everything that you're doing and what's around you, what's feeding you, and start kind of using your little crossing out your your X's and O's system. Start making the right decision on how you need to be able to move through whatever storm you're going through.
And that's a good perspective too, people. Some people think people are laughing with them. A lot of times people are laughing at you. But the goal is to enjoy some laughter collectively. Now, the challenge is, of course, as he said, motivation. I'll tell you this. I was literally just in the gym. We all just came back from the gym. And it's for whatever reason, I often get caught into an intimate moment with people. And what that means is I'm jogging on the treadmill. They'll put it like this. There's a treadmill close to the wall. I'm not going to get next to this dude who's running, older white cat. But that one won't work. And I hit quick start, don't work. I get into the one next to him, and the dude's running. And he answers his phone. I don't got my headphones in, iPhone's on 28%. I'm like, I don't need to hear nothing. I just need to jog until I believe that they're done. And the irony is we both finished at the same time, but either way it goes, I needed to finish 0.5 before I got off the treadmill because I did that much this morning at like 8:30 or 8 o'clock plus. Long story short, dude answers the phone. And I think about how many times Black people in general don't applaud ourselves, don't share a lot of love or admiration for each other even. So when he's talking about being motivated, this guy answers the phone. He's like, clearly it's got to be his son on the phone. And he says, oh, man, that's awesome. Man, good job. He says, oh, man, thank you so much. I love you, man. Good. And I'm hearing all that. And they're exchanging this energy while this dude is running at 7.5. If you jump on a treadmill right now, you're not a runner, 7.5 will walk you down. And I'm like, damn, I'm running 4.5, man. That's a 13-minute mile. That ain't shit, just to be clear. You could walk that. You could walk at that speed, but I'm thinking this dude had I'll say 5-minute conversation with his son, and it was high energy. And all I kept hearing was, thank you, love you, appreciate you. I'm jogging right now, man. What else? Oh, you got, and you hear all this positivity. And unfortunately, growing up where I come from, at least, it wasn't a lot of positive reinforcement. It was a lot of degradation at times. Now, I don't know about you, Mo. What was your upbringing like in terms of making sure you stayed on your P's and Q's, and before they beat you down, did they build you up even?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Definitely did. If anything, if I went across the grain, it was all my doing, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be all the way honest with that. You know what I mean? But those situations, being like the first grandchild and the son of the aunts, and basically those were my parents. You know what I mean? So I had a little village, but you the first cub. You kind of want to go explore and figure things out and shit. With everything they instilled in me, I did for the most part, and I'm still figuring things out, still connecting dots. So I don't really got not too much to say on that particular subject.
Hey, no, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, and that's
accountability, baby.
Hey, the big thing is that I could see it now, and the funny thing is, you learn it one of two ways. You learn how to be as positive as Jamahl is at times through the hate you were raised in, or you learn it from the love that you were shown. And in this case, clearly he was shown a level of love that and kindness that he's been able to share with others, and respect and admiration that he has for people. You can see it collectively in all of his friendships and even me being here, part of his life now, to say the least. So when we're identifying success, then what's something that you would tell people or want people to look forward to? Because a member, and I'm gonna say remember, but when you look at success, people think it's the money, people think it's the cars, people think it's the big house. When in retrospect, it's your time. My success is if I can choose to do what I want with my time, from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to sleep.
Same thing, man. A lot of these people, like even a buddy of mine today, the main thing, liquidating a lot of the assets or investments and stuff that is holding his time. You know what I mean? It's about time management, so he could be able to pour into the things that you really want to do. So I measure success based on the same thing you just said, and the example that we just had today, literally, like a couple hours ago, is how could I make things around me make more sense so I could be able to do what I want to do or be present for who I need to be present for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the best kind of definition of happiness or being able to success, man, being flexible with what you want to do and how you want to do it and how you're able to move. So at the end of the day, for me, I pride myself on trying to, do the groundwork, figure out systems that's not only beneficial, like for my pockets and my situation, but for anybody needing the source to the outlet, so I can have the time to pour into what I choose to pour into, which is obviously always going to be my son, number one, my family and the dogs, you know what I'm saying? And then trying to build more foundations to do different things.
What's crazy, people, if you think about it, I've learned a lot about credit since I've been around Jamahl and Kat, and I will say this, imagine somebody coming, you say, man, I need some money. Well, what's your credit score? Imagine somebody asking that question and you not knowing, and Jamahl said, well, let me run it through this system real quick. No, brother, you don't need no money. You need some credit. Because if you fix your credit, you literally might be able to get some money.
Yeah.
And then that turned into a whole thing. So
look at this on the TV, Tier 6 Elite Cards. You know what I mean? $5,000 annual fee, $10,000 installation fees, $50,000 cards and up, man. It's out there. You just got to be able to put yourself in a situation and go grab it and then leverage it.
Exactly. But mind you, success will be one of those topics that we continue to draw up and
let's just say 10 M's in assets.
And come back to and definitely highlight, because it is binary. And it just means it's subjective to whatever your goals are. Yep. Some people need the cars, clothes, money, and hoes to justify that they're successful. For me, I love peace. And the more, I think, finance we have, aka money, funds, and time I have, the more peace I'm going to have. And the more peace I have, even in helping people and dealing with some of their challenges at time, becomes very peaceful. And so I'm still, hoping to be successful in a way that impacts others to choose to just try a little bit more. So anything else you guys want to potentially drop in on? Because, I think the one part that maybe I missed highlighting was that Maslow has a law. Things happen in threes, right? Bad things happen in threes. Well, if you think about it today, there's quite a few good things. You say today was kind of a good day, right?
Yeah. Kind of. For unexpected, I didn't, shit, I was like, I'm going to tag along with y'all. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, Jamahl, he said, where y'all headed? And boom, he'll jump in the car and go wherever, the wind is blowing, per se. And mind you, I didn't think anything of it.
It ended up by my office, my old office. I was like, man, look at this shit.
And that turns into a thing, because what does he do? He calls his investor friend, and he wants to stop by. Maybe he's there, maybe he's not. Point is, rewind, investor friend is at a dog type event this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're at he now fast forward less than 48 hours or 72 hours, if not 96 top, from that conversation on what, Saturday?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Saturday, Jamahl sitting in a dog manufacturing place learning about the manufacturing side and what's going on behind the scenes, down to a guinea pig business doing $2 million off of one dude.
$3 million.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So you say, okay, and then fast forward, the dude's liquidating. He says, hey, not only does he's invested with Jamahl and offer credit, but he goes, you got anything else I can invest in? And it's like, oh.
That he could be hands off with.
Yeah, hands off with.
So he can have more time.
More time. That's how that guy, and myself included, trust me. Some people at different times, hey, man, can I Venmo you and get a puppy block? No, nigga. It does not work that way.
It's not how it works.
It is not how it works, nigga. It's not sitting at the crib on the shelf.
Them days is long gone.
Yeah, man. My job I tell people I'm a founder, and a goal is to find as least amount of problems as possible. Mm-hmm. That's what I really do. So when I'm looking at things, I say, how can I streamline distribution, manufacturing, and make sure I have to do one thing? And in this case, Marcus built a website, and the website, and then my words, my actions, they sell the rest. It's that simple. Yeah. And I can go get product whenever I want, but I get it when I buy some more. If I don't buy any, I don't get any more.
Hey, man, I just wanted to say, man, I appreciate y'all, letting me tag along.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's like some Men in Black, low key. You know what I mean? That like, and shout out to the dude. I don't want to put his name out there, man.
Steve is cool, man.
Steve,
Steve, he's a G.
Yeah. But man, I tilt my head to Trev and Jamarcus, man, because seeing that and then just seeing all the different. I'm guessing those are all different people with different supplements.
All those businesses, every different thing you start
just watching how the shit is just moving the shelves, and it's like when you watch these movies, and I tell you that the climax when you listen to these shows, these podcasts, when they say when shit start to pick up, like that's like seeing it in real time, production to the shelf to out the system, how to scale it. You're talking about everything is rooted in health and stuff, and then
active ingredients.
Active ingredients, and y'all going back and forth, picking each other's brain. I'm like, yo, y'all really doing the work that matters to try to, make a dent in the industry in a positive way. Man, it's cool, man. That was cool to see. And
mind you, people, as I'd say this, Jamarcus, me inviting him in at one point was difficult for me. Because I'm more like Jamahl in a sense. Jamahl is actually just more friendly. So I can make a lot of things happen. I just do it on my own. And then I'll come back and I might be like, yo, this is what we got to do. Yeah. But I think it was also important for Jamarcus to see what was happening because, every room I get in, there's something big that's going to happen. Yep. And it's going to take some work. And you meet these people like Steve and you say, wow, this is a real thing. Yeah, I told you that. and then you get your first package and it's like, damn, we've got a fucking product. Yeah. That's a big thing. Then you turn around. Here with Jamahl, who has one of our dogs. He's seen the products, used them, never saw the behind the scene thing. So, oh, wow, this is a real thing.
This is crazy, man.
And then you're learning about other things that are going on and great things that you can do while also how you can be a part of it. And then it just so happens somebody says that he's involved with, said, look, I want to be a part of some more things. And you're like, I know a guy that you wouldn't have to manage and who has a solid plan that has done the work. And this could be good for everybody. I
don't even think your audience know. Like, man, y'all reaching the UK, bro.
Oh yeah,
it's just man. Look, bro.
UK, Trinidad, man. There have been some places we had to figure out
all that stuff.
How to get stuff there because they're literally
Germany.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we addressed today.
Yeah, they're out there, people. They're buying the puppy blocks, and mind you, pet health is going to continue to grow, and it is a worldwide thing. Just to put in perspective, H&H, a Japanese company, investment group, when they bought Zesty Paws for $600 million in their first quarter, they did $400 million because they took it global. That in itself can change things. And Zesty Paws had no face and no name. So if we're getting into these places and we can find a way to continue to build community, and we're just getting started. We got like 3 products, maybe 2 good ones. Yeah. And I get to 10. It is a wrap. Just to be clear, but the beauty about it is I only want to put products out that actually solve problems. And Steve and I, we're on the same page with that. I mean, it's huge. And I've recorded a good portion of it, but he literally only believes in doing things that solve problems. And that's where we meet like minds. We're like minded in that regard. So Jamahl, he's here for the long run with us. We're going to keep pounding these podcasts out. And definitely trying to help you guys help yourself. But when you do get into like it was no label, no sign. You didn't know where the door was.
No.
I like stuff like that.
You would have never. Nobody else could find it. Like, how did you find this?
Yeah, I like that. That was cool, man. That was cool.
Yeah.
It's in the cuts, to say the least. But at anywho, people, success is what you make it literally and what it means to you at the end of the day. Today was, I repeat, a successful day because we know that there's more work to do. That's what I also identify success based on me knowing like, hey, this is working. We're working in the right direction. We got more work to do. Let's keep making some magic happen. And then, mind you, my phone rang 2 or 3 other times. We're like, yo, keep putting out that information, Trev. It's helping my dog. That's really what matters more than anything. And we'll keep becoming more valuable as we continue to scale. So, guys, as always, thank you so much for being a part of this. Unmotivated people, we're still trying to find our motivation. Please take care of your credit. Reach out to Offer Credit if you have, credit solutions. Follow Fit Bully Kennels and Better Best Dog for training solutions and things. We've got a bike camp and some other stuff and a lot of things that live on all of our platforms, people. If you're coming from one of the platforms and you listen, thank you for listening. And as always, take care of your dogs.